Barron Trump is the youngest child of former President Donald Trump and his wife Melania Trump. His early years were spent largely out of the public eye, as his parents sought to provide him with a semblance of a normal childhood despite the extraordinary circumstances of their family's public life. Barron's relationship with his father has been a subject of interest and speculation. Their bond, while not as widely publicized as some aspects of the Trump family, has been characterized by a shared affection and commitment to shielding Barron from the intense scrutiny of their high-profile existence. Though a recent book has come out speculating some potential reasons that the two might not get along as well as people think. Join Facts First as we present Donald Trump and his son Barron don't get along. The reason is sad. Early life and education. Barron William Trump, born March 20th, 2006, is the youngest child of former President Donald Trump and his wife Melania. During his early years, Barron was raised in Trump Tower in New York City, and his parents made efforts to shield him from media spotlighting. Melania played a central role in Barron's upbringing and his education. She's been vocal about her commitment to being a hands-on parent and ensuring that Barron's childhood remained as private as possible. Barron attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School in Manhattan, a well-regarded private school where he was known to excel academically. In 2017, he made the move to Washington, D.C. after his father's inauguration. He continued his education at St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Potomac, Maryland, where he remained out of the public eye and was afforded a relatively normal school experience. When President Trump lost the 2020 election, the family moved to Florida. Barron was once again forced to switch schools and began attending Oxbridge Academy in Palm Beach. He's slated to graduate in 2024. Barron's relationship with his parents, particularly with Melania, appears to be close and nurturing. Melania has often spoken about her devotion to motherhood and her desire to provide Barron with a stable and loving home environment. She's also emphasized the importance of instilling in him values of respect, kindness, and responsibility. During Donald Trump's presidency, Barron's life remained largely out of the public eye. Melania was especially vocal about this, advocating for Barron to be allowed to grow up as normally as possible. Donald and Barron. Donald Trump, during his time as president and prior to that, was known to enjoy various recreational activities and downtime with his youngest son Barron. Although Trump's presidency was marked by a fairly busy schedule and numerous responsibilities, he did make efforts to spend quality time with Barron when he could. One of the activities they enjoyed together was golf. Trump is an avid golfer who has numerous golf courses bearing his name. He often invited Barron to join him on the golf course, fostering their father-son bond while sharing a love for the sport. Golf outings allowed them to spend time together in a more relaxed and leisurely setting. Additionally, they own Mar-a-Lago, a private club in Florida, where they spent considerable time during his presidency. Mar-a-Lago provided opportunities for the Trumps, including Barron, to relax and unwind together. The estate has a pool, beach access, and beautiful gardens, making it a comfortable and scenic location for family leisure time. Donald has also been known to take his son on trips to his various properties, such as Trump Tower and Trump National Golf Club. These trips allowed them to bond while enjoying the amenities and surroundings of Trump's properties. Furthermore, Trump's love for showbiz was evident as he sometimes attended entertainment events with Barron. Whether it was attending WWE wrestling matches or other entertainment-related activities, these outings provided opportunities for father and son to enjoy some entertainment together. A new book. Despite tales of Donald and Barron getting along, there are some people in the Trump inner circle who feel their relationship is strained in some ways. Author Michael Wolff has a new book out called Siege: Trump Under Fire. In it, he reports that the two have a more distant relationship and that this has rapidly increased as Barron has grown up. And he means that literally. Apparently, Donald, who is known for being obsessed with how things look, as well as his own appearance, doesn't appreciate how tall Barron is. At 6'8", Barron towers over most people. So it's reasonable to think he would tower over his own father. And certainly no one would think less of Trump, who's already quite tall, for simply having a tall son. But according to the book, Donald takes it personally to be seen as short. So he apparently makes efforts not to stand next to Barron in photos for fear he'll look small. And according to Wolff, their distance isn't simply a height thing. In an interview in 2019, he was quoted as saying, "He doesn't get along with his son, he doesn't communicate with his son is effectively not a part of his life." Barron was a surprise. Barron Trump's arrival into the Trump family was indeed a surprise pregnancy. Melania and Donald have both shared insights into the circumstances surrounding Barron's conception and how they felt about it. In interviews and public statements, Melania has discussed the unexpected nature of the pregnancy. She's described Barron as a miracle baby and explained that his conception occurred when she least expected it. She was in her mid-30s at the time, and the pregnancy came as a pleasant surprise to both her and Donald Trump. Donald Trump has also acknowledged the surprise of Barron's arrival. He's spoken affectionately about his son and expressed his joy and gratitude for having another child, especially at a stage in life when he did not necessarily anticipate expanding his family. Trump has described Barron as a very special and great young boy. Both parents have emphasized their love for Barron regardless of the circumstances of his conception. Melania speaks often about the joy and happiness Barron has brought to their lives. Barron's surprise pregnancy and birth have been presented as a positive and cherished event in the Trump's family lives. The other kids. Trump's relationships with his adult children have been a significant aspect of his personal and professional life. He shares a close bond with Eric Trump, his second son. Eric has been actively involved in the family business, the Trump Organization, working alongside his father for many years. Their shared business interests have not only strengthened their father-son relationship, but also made Eric an integral part of the Trump's family business endeavors. Similarly, Donald Trump Jr., the eldest, has been deeply involved in the family business and has played a prominent role in his father's political activities. The two share a close relationship, and Donald Trump Jr. has been a vocal and passionate defender of his father's policies and positions. Ivanka Trump has had a unique role within the family, serving as an advisor to her father during his presidency. Their relationship has been described as both professional and familial, with Ivanka often taking on a public-facing role on behalf of the Trump administration. Tiffany Trump, the youngest of Donald Trump's early children, has maintained a relatively lower profile in comparison to her siblings. She pursued her education with a law degree while her father was in office, and her relationship with him, while less publicly visible, is still part of the larger Trump family dynamic. Throughout Donald Trump's presidency and beyond, these relationships have been characterized by a mix of family ties, shared business interests, and political collaboration. Their individual roles and public personas have varied, but the Trump children have remained loyal and supportive of their father's endeavors, reflecting the importance of family within the Trump family ethos.
Hello, how are you?
I'm in the business.
It's very nice to see you. Very nice.
I gave him a shout out last night. The place went crazy. Very well. He didn't
Hello, how are you?
see
It's very nice.
Good to see you. You too, buddy.
Oh, you've never met him?
No.
Could we make him into a player?
Barron Trump, the youngest son of former President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump, has always been a figure of intrigue. Born into one of the most publicized families in America, Barron has grown up largely shielded from the limelight, a stark contrast to his older siblings who have embraced public and political life. From his early years in New York's luxurious Trump Tower to his time as a young resident of the White House, Barron's journey has been one of quiet evolution. Now, as he steps into adulthood, fresh details are emerging about his life, his influence, and the role he's played behind the scenes during pivotal moments in his father's political career. A presidential childhood. Barron William Trump's life began March 20th, 2006 in New York City, introducing the world to the youngest child of Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Barron was raised in the extravagant Trump Tower, a home that could rival any modern palace. Complete with marble floors, gold-plated fixtures, and sweeping views of Manhattan's skyline, the penthouse was a symbol of the Trump family's towering success and influence. For Barron, this environment was not just a home, but also the stage for a unique upbringing, one where luxury and global attention were constants. Melania took an active role in shaping Barron's early years, ensuring he had a foundation of stability and strong values. She described her son as independent and opinionated, a blend of traits that reflected her nurturing approach. Barron's dual heritage was an integral part of his identity. He grew up speaking English and Slovenian fluently, often conversing with his maternal grandparents in their native language. His grandmother played an essential role in his life until her passing in early 2024. Despite the wealth and privilege surrounding him, Barron's early years were marked by deliberate choices to maintain a semblance of normalcy. Melania shielded him from unnecessary public scrutiny, enrolling him at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, one of Manhattan's most elite private institutions. Here, Barron excelled academically while maintaining a low profile. Though surrounded by the media's unrelenting gaze, Melania ensured that Barron had a childhood centered on learning, discipline, and family values. The reluctant first son.
Donald Trump has been very close to his family, as we all know.
Yes.
Especially as they're adult children. He's become very close with them, and they work with him.
The Trump family's historic move to the White House in 2017 introduced a new chapter in Barron's life. At just 11 years old, Barron transitioned from the familiar comforts of Trump Tower to the heavily secured, historically significant residence in Washington, D.C. Unlike his older siblings, who played active roles in their father's administration, Barron's journey to the White House was delayed. Melania chose to stay in New York with Barron for the first several months of Donald Trump's presidency, allowing him to complete his school year and adjust to the upcoming changes gradually. Moving to the White House presented Barron with challenges far different from those he faced in Manhattan. The shift from a private, luxurious lifestyle to the structured, highly scrutinized environment of the nation's most famous address was profound. Security protocols, media attention, and public expectations became part of his daily life. Yet Barron navigated these changes with quiet strength, a reflection of his mother's unwavering support and guidance. Melania's decision to enroll Barron at St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Maryland was another calculated move to protect his privacy. The school offered a nurturing yet private environment, allowing Barron to continue his education away from the intense spotlight. His rare appearances at state dinners, public speeches, and presidential events were carefully orchestrated. Whether standing at his father's side during official engagements or appearing with his family at high-profile events, Barron's composed demeanor earned admiration and comparisons to young royals. His upbringing during this period was a testament to Melania's commitment to shielding him from the burdens of public life while maintaining the dignity expected of a first family member. A silent giant. By his teenage years, Barron's growth spurt had made him one of the most physically noticeable figures in the family. Standing at an impressive 6 feet 7 inches, Barron towered over his father, siblings, and peers alike. This towering presence, coupled with his reserved nature, added an air of mystery to his public persona. His father often joked about Barron's height, suggesting he would make an excellent basketball player. But Barron had other interests, particularly soccer, which he pursued passionately during his school years. The public's fascination with Barron extended beyond his height. His rare public appearances at campaign rallies and family events captured widespread attention. Social media users frequently remarked on his striking resemblance to his father, both in appearance and demeanor. With his composed posture and thoughtful expressions, Barron projected a sense of quiet confidence that set him apart from his more outspoken siblings. Unlike many teenagers of his generation, though, he shied away from social media and public commentary, preferring to focus on his studies and personal growth. This self-imposed privacy, combined with his physical transformation, solidified his image as an enigmatic figure, a silent giant whose actions often spoke louder than words. Strategic mind.
These podcasts. And what's interesting, Jay, you and I were talking about this a little earlier, it's the way that Donald Trump learned about this medium. It's actually from his youngest son, Barron Trump, who said to his father, "This is what I listen to. These are the voices I'm attracted to." In particular, podcaster Logan Paul, the wrestler, Jay, is someone that was on the frontal mind of the youngest Trump. And that was the first podcast Donald Trump did. Raised a lot of eyebrows for people, Jay.
While Barron's public appearances were infrequent, his influence behind the scenes became apparent during Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. Family members and campaign insiders revealed that Barron played a quiet but pivotal role in shaping aspects of the campaign strategy. Despite being just a teenager, Barron offered fresh perspectives on connecting with younger voters. Barron's recommendation included engaging with popular podcast hosts and social media influencers who resonated with Gen Z audiences. Platforms like Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast and Aiden Ross's live streams became key campaign stops, drawing millions of views and effectively reaching younger voters. His strategic suggestions were widely credited with broadening the campaign's appeal and securing crucial support among a digitally savvy demographic. Laura Trump, Barron's sister-in-law, praised his contributions, describing him as the sleeper of the campaign. She highlighted his knack for identifying opportunities to engage audiences in unconventional ways. Jason Miller, a senior campaign advisor, echoed these sentiments, calling Barron's input ratings gold. Despite his young age, Barron demonstrated a keen understanding of modern political dynamics. The weight of expectations. Barron graduated from Oxbridge Academy in Florida in 2024, marking a significant milestone in his journey to adulthood. Choosing to continue his education at NYU, he decided to live at the family's iconic Manhattan residence rather than on campus. Melania remains a guiding force in Barron's life, ensuring he balances academic pursuits with personal growth. Fluent in English and Slovenian, and with a growing interest in media and sports, Barron appears to be a young man of diverse talents and ambitions. A private voice in a public family.
What can you tell us about Barron from your point of view?
Well, he's very smart. He's a good student and all that. He goes to a great school and does really well. And he's a very nice guy. You see that. Mm-hmm. He's a very he doesn't mind being alone, but he's somebody that gets along with people.
Barron Trump has cultivated an image of quiet reserve, a stark contrast to the bold and outspoken personalities of his siblings. His rare public statements and measured presence make him a figure of intrigue, but beneath this quiet exterior lies a sharp intellect and a growing influence within the family's dynamics. Melania's protective nature has been instrumental in shaping Barron's thoughtful and deliberate character. She has instilled in him a strong sense of family values, ensuring that he remains grounded despite the pressures of public life. The next chapter.
It's official, Barron Trump will be attending New York University. The 18-year-old arrived for his first day of college today with a backpack slung over his shoulder, flanked by Secret Service agents.
As Barron Trump continues his studies at NYU, his journey remains a subject of fascination for many. The youngest member of one of America's most prominent families, Barron stands at a crossroads where his choices could define not only his personal trajectory, but also his role in the Trump legacy. The questions surrounding his future linger. Will he step boldly into the public spotlight, embracing a high-profile career in business, politics, or perhaps even media? Or will he choose a quieter, more reserved path, using his influence subtly and strategically to shape the Trump name from more behind the scenes? For now, Barron seems content with his studies and personal growth, focusing on exploring his interests and laying the groundwork for whatever path he may take. A life in the shadows. While the Trump name has become synonymous with celebrity, fame, and an unquenchable thirst for the spotlight, one family member has managed to maintain a remarkably low profile. Barron Trump, the youngest son of former President Donald Trump and former First Lady Melania Trump, has spent his life in the shadows, shielded from the glare of the media and the intense public scrutiny that has followed his family for decades. Born on March 20th, 2006 in New York City, Barron's childhood was a stark contrast to that of his older half-siblings, who were thrust into the limelight from a young age as their father's business empire and personal brand grew increasingly ubiquitous. While Donald Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany's were regulars on the celebrity circuit, attending high-profile events and public appearances, Barron remained a virtual unknown. This deliberate effort to maintain his privacy was spearheaded by his mother, Melania, who's been fiercely protective of her only child since he was born. A privileged yet grounded upbringing. Despite the wealth and fame that surrounded him, Barron's early years were marked by a sense of normalcy and routine that his parents worked hard to cultivate. Born in New York City, he spent his formative years in the family's lavish penthouse atop Trump Tower, attending prestigious private schools on the Upper West Side. It was a world of privilege and luxury, but one that Melania worked tirelessly to ground in values of family, hard work, and humility. This well-rounded upbringing was further reinforced by the Trump family's commitment to providing Barron with a well-rounded education and extracurricular pursuits. Thanks to his Slovenian mother, he is fluent in both English and Slovenian, a skill that has undoubtedly broadened his cultural horizons. He's also been described as an avid athlete with a particular affinity for sports like soccer and basketball. The White House years. When Donald Trump took office in 2017, the family's already prominent status was thrown into the international spotlight making the task of safeguarding Barron's privacy even more challenging. Initially, Barron and Melania remained in New York to allow him to finish the school year, a decision that drew criticism from some quarters but was ultimately a testament to the family's commitment to ensuring a sense of normalcy and stability. It wasn't until that summer that Barron and his mother finally joined the rest of the family in the White House. While his older siblings took on more active roles in their father's administration, Barron's daily routine remained largely unchanged, with Melania ensuring that his education and extracurricular activities continued as seamlessly as possible. Of course, life in the White House was anything but normal, and the constant presence of Secret Service agents and the ever-watchful eye of the media made maintaining Barron's privacy a constant challenge. While online bullying and negative attention targeted the young Barron during his father's presidency, former first daughters Chelsea Clinton and Jenna Bush Hager were quick to come to his defense, reminding the public that he was an innocent child who had not chosen the spotlight. This unwavering support from the family, as well as from unlikely allies in the form of former first families, speaks volumes about the Trumps' commitment to protecting Barron's well-being. A crossroads approaches. As Barron approaches his 18th birthday in 2024, the world will see which path this enigmatic young man will choose to tread. Will he follow in the footsteps of his business-savvy father and older siblings, embracing the spotlight and opportunities that come with the Trump name? Or will he forge his own path, opting for a life of quiet dignity and privacy like his mother? According to crisis management expert Eden Gillot, the latter scenario seems more likely. Gillot believes that Barron will, quote, opt for Melania's elegance of privacy rather than his father's love of the spotlight. A potential larger role on the horizon. While Gillot and many others believe that Barron will initially opt for a life away from the public eye, there are rumblings that he may eventually be groomed for a more prominent role within the Trump family's business and political ventures. As the 2024 election looms with Donald Trump once again seeking the Republican nomination, there's been speculation that Barron could be poised to take on a more visible and active role in his father's campaign. Given his age and the unique perspective he could bring as the youngest member of the family, some political pundits have suggested that Barron could serve as a powerful voice for the next generation of Trump supporters, bridging the gap between his father's base and younger viewers. Of course, such a role would be a dramatic departure from the quiet, private life that Barron has led thus far, and it remains to be seen whether he'd be willing or able to step in such a high-profile position. But those close to the family have hinted that Barron's potential involvement in the 2024 campaign could just be the beginning of a larger, more influential role within the Trump empire. This potential larger role could manifest in a variety of ways, from serving as an informal advisor to his father and siblings, to potentially taking on more formal positions within the Trump organization, or even pursuing his own political ambitions down the line. Shaping his own legacy. As Barron stands on the cusp of adulthood, the world waits to see how he will navigate the challenges and opportunities that await him. Will he choose to embrace the spotlight, leveraging the fame and influence that comes with his family name? Or will he forge his own path, carving out a space for himself away from the glare of the public scrutiny? Regardless, one thing is certain. Barron Trump has the unique opportunity to shape his own narrative, to define himself on his own terms, and to leave an indelible mark on the world in his own way. Whether he opts for the quiet dignity of his mother or the bold ambition of his father, Barron's future is one that holds endless possibilities, and the world will watch with keen interest as this young man takes his first steps into adulthood. He represents a new chapter in the Trump family saga, one that could potentially redefine what it means to carry the weight of such a polarizing and influential name. With his grounded upbringing, his well-rounded interests, and his apparent desire for a more low-key existence, Barron has the potential to chart a course that is uniquely his own, free from the expectations and baggage that have often accompanied his famous family. In many ways, Barron Trump is a blank canvas, a young man whose future is yet unwritten and whose impact on the world remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Whatever path he chooses, he'll do so with the unwavering support and guidance of a family that has fiercely protected his privacy and nurtured his individuality from the beginning. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think lies ahead for Barron Trump? Will he embrace the public spotlight like his dad? Let us know in the comments section below.